everyone, and welcome to English for You. I'm Seb.
I'm Kathy.
And we are back with a really interesting, very important news article today, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes. So we're going to be talking about how humans can have a really bad effect on the environment, specifically on one type of animal. But before we get into the article, are there any times that you think you could be damaging the environment? I think we all can damage the environment sometimes. We can all do bad things without meaning to. So, Kathy, what are some hurtful habits or some bad habits that you think you should change?
Well, speaking of this, I think the large amount of plastic garbage which we produce and use is really a damage to our environment. And for example, I used to use plastic straws when having my handshake drinks. However, after learning that these straws would end up in the sea turtle's nostrils, I couldn't bear to use them anymore. Yes, I saw the picture. It's straight into their nostrils. It was very...
That sounds terrible.
Very terrible. So what about you, Sab?
I think I'm going to have to copy your answer a little bit there.
Okay, sure.
But I think it's something that we all need to work on. I think I do produce too much plastic waste. As I'm sure everybody here knows, we can separate most of our plastic into recycling bins. It's very important to do that. But I saw a very interesting graph recently about plastic, and it said that only 9% of all the plastic that's ever been made has been recycled.
Really?
Yes, only 9%. So it's a very small amount of our plastic that we're actually using again. So the first step, I think, is to just use less plastic. If we use less plastic, we waste less. And then we don't have to reuse so much. Anyway, we're not actually focusing so much on plastic use itself today. We're talking more about one of the effects, one of the impacts of our plastic use. And we're talking about how this is affecting one animal, sea turtles.
Yes.
Amazing creatures, but sadly, this is not a happy article that we're looking at today. So let's get started.
Reading.
Why sea turtles eat plastic in the ocean. Plastic garbage is everywhere, even in the depths of the ocean, and it hurts animals such as sea turtles. Scientists previously had several ideas of why sea turtles eat ocean plastic. Some thought that the turtles get stuck in plastic bags, or that the bags look like jellyfish. However, a recent study found that turtles are attracted to the smell of ocean plastic. That's because algae grows on plastic floating in the ocean, making it smell like turtles' typical food. There is no doubt that this is troubling, as it means turtles are actively trying to eat plastic. Turtles are threatened by the 8 million tons of plastic that are dumped into the ocean every year. When turtles eat plastic bags, their bodies feel full. As a result, the turtles slowly starve to death. Hard plastic can also get caught in their throats. To make matters worse, all 7 species of sea turtles are already endangered. It is only by reducing our plastic consumption and by recycling as much as possible that we can begin to solve this serious problem.
Okay, so our article picks up where we've just left off. Plastic garbage is everywhere, even in the depths of the ocean, and it hurts animals, such as sea turtles.
Today our topic is about plastic, and it's not only harmful to our environment, but it's also harmful to sea turtles. As we can see from the first line in the article, it hurts animals such as sea turtles. The depths 在这里是文学用法，意思是海底，而这里的 such as 就是比如的意思。
Yes, we're saying, including sea turtles. So the article goes on, scientists previously had several ideas of why sea turtles eat ocean plastic. Yes, because I've heard that sometimes when they found dead sea turtles, they actually find bits of plastic inside their bodies. So they are eating it, and they've been trying to find out why. So they previously had lots of ideas about this. Now, previously is an adverb, and we use previously to talk about how something was or how something was done in a time before now. For example, right now I'm teaching you about sea turtles, but previously I taught you about 阿宝 and Oscar Wilde's missing ring. Why? Because I taught you about these things before in our June and May issues, remember? Previously comes from the adjective previous, which again we use to say what happened before and is not around now. So our previous issue of English for You, for example, was an issue that included articles on 阿宝. That was in our June issue. Our current issue, current means the thing we're reading now or something that's happening now, has a class on sea turtles. We'll get into that into more detail in a second, but first, here's an example sentence. I previously found it very hard to learn French, but after I got a great new teacher, I started to find the subject easier.
这里的 previously 是副词，意思的话是以前的、先前的或是过去。例如呢，你曾经对这件事情有过这样的推测与想法，但是呢，现在没有了。或是之前是那样，但是现在则是这样。所以这个字呢，可以用于过去与现在对比事情不同之处的上面。
Okay, so previously they had a lot of different ideas about why this might be. The article goes on, some thought, so some of the scientists thought, some thought that the turtles get stuck in plastic bags. Or that the bags look like jellyfish.
Jellyfish 这边乍看之下，大家可能会解释成果冻鱼哦。不过同学，你可以用它的外形特征去想象它是什么。其实呢，它就是水母。A little information about jellyfish here. They are eaten by humans in certain cultures and are also used in research where the green fluorescent protein has been adapted as a fluorescent marker for genes inserted into other cells or organisms. 有些国家呢有吃水母的习惯哦。此外，水母也被用在基因学研究上，利用水母的绿色荧光蛋白来研究细胞。It's very interesting.
Okay, so they're using the genes, the basic little building blocks, the basic things inside the jellyfish to change other animals, to make them different. That's very interesting. But sadly, we're not talking about good things that are coming out of ocean research right now. We're talking about something quite bad. The article says, however, a recent study found that turtles are attracted to the smell of ocean plastic. That is interesting. Why might they be attracted to the smell of ocean plastic? The thing that's interesting about this is that we're talking about the word attract, which is a verb. And when thing A, such as the plastic, attracts thing B, so B being the turtles, thing B is interested in thing A. So we're saying that the turtles like the smell of plastic in the ocean. The smell of the plastic makes them want to find it. It attracts them. Similarly, if the smell of freshly baked bread attracts me, then the lovely smell of that bread is really nice, and it makes me want to go and find the bread and eat it. For similar reasons, we say that we are attracted to other people when we like them in a romantic way. I might have a friend, Sally, and when someone asks me whether we are dating, I could say, Sally is a really good friend of mine, but I'm not attracted to her in that way. I just want to be friends with her. I could also say I don't feel any attraction toward Sally. Attraction is the noun form of attract. Here's another example. The sugar attracted a huge number of ants who crawled all over Dave's nice picnic. Oh, that must have ruined that nice picnic.
Yes. Okay. 课文这边说呢，近期的研究则发现原来是海龟被海洋里面的塑胶味道吸引了。Attract 就是吸引。 To be attracted to someone or something 就是受到某人或是某事物的吸引。So the smell of ocean plastic attracts the sea turtles.
Okay. Very interesting. So it goes on to explain this in a little more detail. That's because algae grows on plastic floating in the ocean, making it smell like turtles' typical food. Okay, so what does this word algae mean?
Algae 就是水藻。记得它是不可数的，所以这段文章告诉我们，海龟之所以会被海里的塑胶吸引，是因为水藻长在这些漂浮于海里的塑胶上面，它让塑胶闻起来像典型海龟吃的食物哦。
And we also saw the word typical as well. That's an adjective. And when we say something is typical, we mean that that thing is closely related to the subject. For example, tapioca milk tea, 珍珠奶茶, is one of Taiwan's typical drinks.
Yes.
It's a drink that lots of people like here. We could also say that pizza is one of Italy's typical foods. There's another way we can use typical too. In the UK, we often use typical to mean as I expected, and normally in a bad way. So if Kathy is always late for recording, and then today my boss says, sorry, Kathy is late again today, I could say, oh, typical. I'm not surprised that Kathy is late, but I'm still annoyed. Of course, that's not really the case. In fact, I was late today, which is typical for me. Here's another example using typical, this time using it as we saw it in the article. It is typical for Western brides to wear white dresses on their wedding day.
It's good that in reality, I'm always punctual.
Yes.
Okay. Typical 呢，这个形容词就是典型的，那有代表性的，也有独特。特有的意思，所以同学可以看一下刚刚 Seb 举的例子来使用哦。
There is no doubt that this is troubling, that we're saying that it's troubling that they are attracted to this plastic and they're trying to eat the algae. There is no doubt that this is troubling, as it means turtles are actively trying to eat plastic. All right, it looks like we have our grammar point for today. There's no doubt that. So remember that word doubt, we don't pronounce the B. It's not doubt, it is doubt. We use there's no doubt that plus the subject and then plus verb when something is definitely a certain way. Why? Let's take a closer look. Doubt is a noun that means a feeling of uncertainty or a feeling of not being sure. If I say I have doubts about our plan to go to the beach tomorrow, I mean that there's something about the plan that I'm not sure of. In the pattern, though, we're saying that there is no doubt. If there is no doubt, zero doubt about something, then it must be true. There's no doubt it will rain soon. Look at those grey clouds in the sky. It will definitely rain soon, in other words. We're saying that there is no doubt it will surely rain very soon. Here are two more examples. There's no doubt that the boss will get angry if you finish this project late. There's no doubt that you'll get the best grade in class. You're the only one that studied for this test. Okay, of course, if you're the only one who studies, you will definitely get the best grade.
Of course. Okay, 这边说的 there's no doubt that 课文当中意思就是毫无疑问的，这是一件困扰的事情。那什么样的事情很困扰呢？海龟会主动去吃这些塑胶。这句课文中呢，有我们今天的英文练功房 There is no doubt that 这句句型的意思是说毫无疑问的无疑的，那用来表示对于事情某事的发生是肯定的，认为呢某件事情的发生是毫无疑问的。这边跟同学呢讲一下它的用法是 There is no doubt that 加上主词加上动词，例如 There is no doubt that this man is the thief.He was caught on camera breaking into the house.
Okay, so it must be him. Okay, so let's get more into the problems with this.
Okay.
Turtles are threatened by the 8 million tons of plastic that are dumped into the ocean every year. Wow, 8 million.
It's a lot.
A lot of plastic. Yes. We did talk about this recently in another article. We were talking about the big island of plastic.That is floating in the ocean. I don't know if you've heard of this, but in the Pacific, there is a huge island of bits of rubbish and waste that isn't breaking down and is just floating around there.
Wow.
So this is threatening the turtles. Now, threaten is a verb, and when something threatens something else, it is likely to harm it or destroy it. So here in the article, the turtles might all die because there's lots of plastic in the ocean. That plastic is really bad for the turtles. And though it's not killing them all now, it puts them in danger of disappearing in the future. It's threatening their existence, their state of existing. We could say 存在. We can also threaten people, and to do that means to say that we're going to hurt them. When we carry out or 进行 a threat, we could hurt them. We actually hurt them, though.
Yes.
That means that if I said that I hurt them previously, I threatened them. But if I then, 2 weeks later, came and hurt that person, then I carried out that threat. Here's an example sentence showing us how we can use threaten. This jungle is threatened by the increasingly big wildfires that happen here every year.
So we can see that this is a serious threat to the sea turtles. Threatened 是动词，意思是恐吓、威胁。那用法是 threatened by 什么人或是什么事情。所以每年人类倒入海中的800万吨塑胶，对海龟呢造成极大的威胁哦。The article then explains, when turtles eat plastic bags, their bodies feel full.
Okay, so their bodies feel full. That means that they think they've eaten a lot.
Yes.
And when we feel full, we don't eat, do we? We don't think about eating. And that explains our next sentence. As a result, the turtles slowly starve to death.
Oh my God, this is sad. As a result, 就是因此哦。那用在一件事情产生的结果上面，海龟吃塑胶袋就感觉饱了，因此它们就会慢慢挨饿到死。因为呢，它们吃进去的塑胶没有办法提供它们身体所需要的养分。
Yes, so the thing that's sad about this is the turtles are slowly starving to death. Now, starve is a verb, and we don't use it that often because when we starve, we slowly die because we are not eating or because we are not eating enough. Starvation, that's a noun, is a big problem in parts of the world where there's not enough food. However, people sometimes choose to starve themselves deliberately. And when you starve yourself, you deliberately, 故意的, don't eat anything because you want to lose weight. That's a really bad thing to do with your body, though, and it can cause lots and lots of health problems. When we add ing to starve, though, we get starving, and this is one we use a little bit more often because when someone says that they are starving, they normally aren't really dying. They're just really, really hungry.
Hungry, yes.
Yes, so Kathy could say after this, let's go get lunch, and I could say, of course, I'm starving because I haven't eaten for 4 hours. I'm really hungry. I'm starving all the time, actually. Let's look at an example sentence for starve in the more serious sense of the word. The cruel man was sent to prison for deliberately starving his dog. Ooh, that is a very bad crime. Here we're using it as a transitive verb. So when we say he's starving his dog, putting dog at the end, we're saying that he's making his dog not eat. The man is eating. His dog is not eating.
Starve 这个字有使挨饿，饿死的意思哦。Starve to death 就是 to starve until they are dead, to starve until they die 的意思。Moreover, we see there that the article says hard plastic can also get caught in their throats. Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's causing even more problems.
Yes.
I think that's why we see this next phrase. To make matters worse, all 7 species of sea turtles are already endangered.
Yes.
Wow, okay. So can you tell us a little bit more about that phrase there? I'm quite interested in that, to make matters worse.
Sure. 这个片语呢 to make matters worse 意思就是更糟的是什么？前面的叙述可能听起来已经很糟糕了，但是接下来还有更糟糕的。像课文这边提到硬塑胶呢，这个塑料会卡在海龟的喉咙里面。更糟糕的是，所有7种海龟都已经濒临绝种了。Species 这边是物种，那这个单字呢，单复数是同形的，同学这边要留意一下咯。 另外 endangered 是形容词，濒临绝种的意思。例如 How many endangered species are there in the world?
Oh, there must be a lot, actually,
Yes.
because we are not taking good care of our planet. And the article knows this as well because it's about to give us some recommendations for how we can take better care of the planet. It says, it is only by reducing our plastic consumption and by recycling as much as possible that we can begin to solve this serious problem. Now, just to revise really quickly here, it is only by, that's a grammar point we looked at recently. And when we say it is only by doing something, we're saying that the only way to do something is X. So it is only by reducing our plastic consumption. We can only help by wasting less. And we also saw the word recycling as well, or recycle, which is a verb. Now, we've looked at this one quite a lot, so I'll be quick here. When we recycle something, we use something again, something after we've stopped using it for its original purpose. So, for example, when you finish drinking your cup of coffee and you have a leftover coffee cup, you could throw that away. Or
you can use it again.
You could use it again. You could use it for another drink. You could use it as a plant pot. If you give it another use, then you are recycling it. So that is how we use the verb to recycle. You recycle that coffee cup. Here's another example. Only 9% of the plastic ever produced has been recycled and used again. Okay, so now you know where I got that fact from when I was preparing this TP.
OK， 这边刚这句有一个字 consumption 就是消耗量，它的动词呢是 consume 消耗。所以文章这边告诉我们，唯有尽可能减少我们对塑胶的消耗量及做回收，才有可能真的开始解决这严重的问题。As much as possible 就是尽可能的，而这里的 recycle 是用作动词，特别指废弃物的回收利用。
All right, that's all we've got time for with this article, so let's go through to today's For You chat.
For You chat.
Okay, so for our For You chat question, let's carry on with what we were talking about at the beginning of this episode. Obviously, we all know that we're using too much plastic right now.
Yes.
So our For You chat question asks, what can you do to use less plastic in your life? Kathy, do you have any ideas?
I do. I think for eating and drinking, we should use stainless steel, 不锈钢, the chopsticks, spoons, and straws, rather than plastic ones, in order to reduce our consumption of plastic.
Right.
And as for plastic bags, when we normally get from shopping, we could bring our own bags, which will definitely lower the amount of the usage of plastic.
Right, we will waste less if we do that.
Yes.
So you can go out and you can buy a set of reusable plastic chopsticks, for example, or metal chopsticks would be better.
Okay.
And you can take those around with you. So when you're going to a restaurant, then you can just use your own ones and you don't have to throw away those chopsticks at the end or the straws or whatever. Okay, well, that's all the time we have for today's article. We'll join you again for more exciting stories later on in the month. But for now, it's time to say goodbye. So I'm Seb.
I'm Kathy.
And we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Why sea turtles eat plastic in the ocean. Plastic garbage is everywhere, even in the depths of the ocean, and it hurts animals such as sea turtles. Scientists previously had several ideas of why sea turtles eat ocean plastic. Some thought that the turtles get stuck in plastic bags, or that the bags look like jellyfish. However, a recent study found that turtles are attracted to the smell of ocean plastic. That's because algae grows on plastic floating in the ocean, making it smell like turtles' typical food. There is no doubt that this is troubling, as it means turtles are actively trying to eat plastic. Turtles are threatened by the 8 million tons of plastic that are dumped into the ocean every year. When turtles eat plastic bags, their bodies feel full. As a result, the turtles slowly starve to death. Hard plastic can also get caught in their throats. To make matters worse, all 7 species of sea turtles are already endangered. It is only by reducing our plastic consumption and by recycling as much as possible, that we can begin to solve this serious problem.
Vocabulary Review.
Previously. Helen works in a bank, but previously she was studying at university. Attract. I was attracted to the restaurant by a big flashing sign that said, "Try our delicious burgers." Typical. Joseph grew up as a typical small-town American kid who played football and lived near a farm. Threaten. This group of islands is threatened by rising sea levels and may be underwater in less than 100 years. Starve. The lost hikers starved for days without any food until they were found. Recycle. The factory recycled the plastic bottles by turning them into material for coats.
智慧小补帖
Jellyfish. Algae. Species. Species. Endangered. Consumption.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作。活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net